Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel APM Guide, and I'm your Ramesh Kodumuru. As a part of our device form plugin series, in this video I will explain how to choose right platform to run the test. Suppose we have a requirement where I want to execute the test only on Android platform. So what are the settings I need to use when you are working with the APM device form to execute only on Android? The same case, I want to execute the test only on iOS. So how I can achieve it by the APM device form? The same in other one, I want to execute the test both on Android and iOS platform. Okay, so how we can achieve by using the APM device form? Okay, so in APM device form, we have a one argument called, okay, so we say device form argument to choose platform. Okay, so we have an argument here under the APM device form, that is the double hyphen plugin hyphen device hyphen form, okay, hyphen flat form. Okay, by using this argument, we can specify the platform where the APM device form has to execute our test here. Okay, so we have to use this argument when you are starting with the APM server with a device form plugin. I have to mention this argument here. So what are the values it accepts this argument? That is the first is the Android and iOS and both. So these are the values this particular plugin will accept, argument will accept. Suppose you want to execute on Android, I had to use the argument equal to Android. And the same case, I want to execute on iOS. So instead of Android, I had to give iOS. And if I want to execute the test both platform, both Android and iOS, I had to use value called. Okay, so we have to use the device form. Device form. Okay, device form argument to choose the platform. Okay, when you are starting the APM server with the device form plugin, we have to use the argument plugin hyphen device form hyphen platform. And if you want to execute on Android, we have to use Android. And if you want to execute on iOS, I had to use iOS. Suppose you want to execute the test both platforms Android and iOS, I had to use the argument equal to both. Then our test will execute both Android and iOS. Okay, it may be a real device or it may be a emulator in case of Android, it may be simulator in case of iOS based upon the available devices here. Okay, so now we see in practical here. Just open the APM server command prompt and just type apm -ka okay 800, and we are starting the APM server with the plugin, that is the device form. Just say device form, name of the plugin. Okay, and -pa I'm using wd-hub. Okay, now I need to mention the platform, which platform I need to achieve. Okay, so we had to use argument plugin device form. Okay, and platform. Okay, if you want to execute on iOS, just say iOS. Okay, if you want to execute on both, just say both. Okay, here I'm executing on Windows, so I want to execute on Android here. So just say Android. Okay, so I'm starting the APM server with the plugin device form, and I'm mentioning the platform where our test has to execute. So in this case, I'm mentioning as Android. Okay, so platform is Android. It may be a real device or it may be a Android emulator. Okay, just we are mentioning the platform as Android here. So for demo purpose, I'm using the Android emulator. Okay. So our APM server is started with the plugin and the platform is Android. So just open the browser. You can any browser here. Just say localhost colon 4723 powers a device form. So automatically device form recognize the device. Okay, here in this case we have the Pixel 9. That is the Android emulator here. Click on use device. So before that one, what I have to do, I need to remove the tags here. Okay, for remove, I need to remove the tags because I have used in the previous video, I have worked with the tag side. No need to use of tags here because we are running on the gender script. I'm running here. Okay, yes, I removed the tags here. So in previous video, I have explained how to use tags, means how to categorize the devices here. So here I am not using any tags. Just I remove the tags here. So we are initializing device. It takes some time. Okay. So we got the mirror of this. It is connected. Okay. Now I'll choose any script here under our Eclipse IDE. Okay. So that's why I remove the tags. Okay. I don't want to execute on a particular device. I want to execute on Android device here. So just say right click and I choose any script. So we have choosing the device from live video demo script, okay, which already exists in our Android Eclipse here, Eclipse IDE here. Just say run as test in the test. It has to automatically recognize the device, that is Android emulator, and we are running on the Android platform. Suppose here we have the iOS also, it could choose only on Android, okay, because we have mentioned the platform on Android. So if you mention the platform as Android, the device form only connects with the Android devices based upon the platform. So it takes some time to execute here. So you know right how we had to choose here. Okay. Suppose you are running the APM server with the command line, we had to use the argument plugin hyphen device hyphen form hyphen platform. So we had to use Android, iOS, and both as a value. And in case of we are starting APM server and we are using the device form plugin, how to configure it? Okay, with the configuration file. If you're working with the configuration file and we are starting the APM server with this configuration file, I had to use plugin device form and the argument I had mentioned platform. And if you want working on both platform, use the both here. Okay, if you want working on Android, just say Android. And if in case the platform is iOS, just mention as iOS. Yeah. That's it. Okay, this is how we can able to specify the platform where the our test has to run when you are using the device form plugin. Okay, just wait. Our test execution is going on here. Just starting. Okay, just we execute the script here. It takes some time to start the execution of the script here. So in our coming video, I'll explain how to suppose we have Android and we have the emulator and real device. So I want to execute only on real device. How we can able to do it here? Okay, I will explain in our coming video here. So I am using examples drag and drop on the WebDriver IO app. So this is how we can able to mention the platform on which our test has to execute when you are using the Android and when you are using the APM device form plugin. So we had used the argument called plugin hyphen device hyphen platform. Okay, Android means Android, iOS platform we had to use iOS value, and we had to use, if you want to execute on both platform, use both here. So this is the way to choose the right platform when you are working with the APM device form plugin. Okay, if you like this video, click on like button and subscribe my channel, and in coming video I will show how to choose the right device type. Okay, now in Android you can use emulator and the real device. Okay, so how to view that option when you are starting the APM server. Okay, and what argument we had to use here. Okay, so please watch that video. Okay, and if you like this video, please click on like button, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.